Hello neighbor, this is Curt with Etrailer, and today we're taking a look at the Inno Roof Rack System on our 2024 Toyota 4Runner. Now, if you have any experience with this roof rack system, or if you have questions about it, please leave those in the comments below. We'd love to take those experiences and those questions and use them to help our other neighbors make the best decisions possible. Now, if you're the owner of a Toyota 4Runner, you probably have a bit of an adventurous spirit. And one of those things that adventurers usually take is extra gear. A roof rack is a great way to carry and store the extra gear you're taking on those trips, whether it's for camping, weekend excursion to the lake, anything like that. We don't always have room in the vehicle to fit everything we want, or we often have things that we don't want to carry inside the vehicle at all. Well, a roof rack system is going to come in very handy for just that sort of adventure. This Inno rack system features an aero bar, meaning it's kind of an ovular shape. What that's going to really do is help cut down on wind resistance, and these won't be as noisy as some of the round bar or square bar roof rack options that are out there. These are going to give us a 51-inch bar space. We have enough overhang here that if we wanted to do a clamp-on rooftop system accessory, we can do that further toward the outside by using one of the clamps out here. We have 51 inches of T-track that we can use. We'll access that through the end cap there. All you would need to do is push down on this weather stripping and slide those T-slotted accessories across to where we want them before tightening them and locking them down. So we have a couple of different ways that we can load up our roof rack and get on our next adventure. We've got really good clearance underneath the bar to our rooftop. As a matter of fact, as far as clearance goes with the antenna that we have back there, you're going to have more clearance here than the height of that antenna. So you shouldn't see really any interference with any of your rooftop accessories, even if there are a clamp-on style. However, you do always want to be mindful of it. But just to double check what kind of clearance we have under here exactly, we've got about 2 3/4 inches of clearance under here. And that's a pretty good amount to just kind of make sure you're keeping things off of your roof as you're driving along. Now, these bars are going to have a 165-pound weight capacity. However, always check your owner's manual for the weight capacity. If it's less than 165 pounds, then that would have to be your weight capacity. So bear that in mind as you're looking at accessories and different cargo that you can carry up here on your Inno roof rack. Now, aesthetically speaking, I think this is a really, really good looking set of crossbars on the 4Runner. I love this little chrome touch that they put on the end cap here. All 4 towers are lockable. You will get 2 keys with your crossbar system when you order it. It's very simple to take these off, make any adjustments we need, and put them back on. And I really do like the way that these towers fit the shape of our rails. It doesn't always turn out this way with these towers, that they hug it so well. A lot of times you see some gapping in here, even though it is on there securely. This, though, really kind of fits it like a glove. They really had this kind of shape of rail in mind when they designed these towers. So now we've had a look at some of the features and the specs of this crossbar system on our 4Runner. Let's turn back the clock a little bit and see exactly how we got these installed. Now, as we get ready to mount our second crossbar, we already have our first crossbar mounted. It's a really, really simple process. Inno roof rack systems really consist of 2 components, the crossbar itself and then the towers that they'll go onto. Now, the way that the Inno towers are going to work is that when we get them up there to our crossbars, we're going to be using this rubber strap. It's going to wrap around the rails up on our vehicle. It's going to get seated right here in that notch, and it's going to be tightened down using this twist lever. Now, this twist lever actually does double duty, because not only is it going to tighten our strap down onto the rails, it's also going to tighten the crossbar down onto our towers so it doesn't shift back and forth from side to side. And Inno went ahead and did everybody a favor by making installation of the crossbar onto our towers as simple as possible. What you'll find on the underside of the crossbar is this little slotted area here. Now, the way this will go in is this part of the tower will go into this slot. The rest of it is going to fall right in there. We're going to go ahead and attach it on. Once we get it in the slot, all we got to do is slide it over and we're attached. We can unattach it by pushing this tab, sliding this all the way in, and taking it right out. Now we're going to go ahead and get it up on the roof and find our second mounting position. Okay, so we went ahead and seated the crossbar on our rail on the other side. We're going to show you how we did that right over here. Now, because we left everything loose, we're able to maneuver this back and forth. We're just going to get it seated right on top of our rail here. And the rubber strap, we're going to feed around to the front. Now that we've got that in place, there's two adjustments that we need to make before we get everything tightened down. One, we want to make sure that our overhang is even on both sides. And two, we want to make sure that we put this crossbar at a good spread with our front crossbar. Now, because on the 4Runner, the rails actually start all the way back to about the middle of the second row, we went ahead and mounted our front bar as far to the front as we can. And the second bar, we really want to get into that sweet spot of 26 to 30 inches center to center, because that's what most rooftop accessories can accommodate. You can actually move this all the way back and get up to a 38.5-inch crossbar spread. However, there aren't very many rooftop accessories that can accommodate that. So for now, we're going to go ahead and get our tape measure, and we're going to get this measured out to be even center to center here. I think we're going to go for about 29 inches. And we're also going to measure the overhang on each side to make sure that we have an even spread on the bars before we go ahead and tighten it all down. So now we've got all of our adjustments set. We went ahead and measured to where we have just under 3.5 inches on each side of the bar as far as the overhang. So we've got that correct. We are center to center at 29 inches on our crossbar, so our spread is correct. And one more measurement I took just to make sure that the second bar is parallel with the first is I took a measurement from the back of the rail right up to the tower. I get that at 11 inches, which I've also got matched on the other side. So we know that this is going to be perfectly parallel with the first bar. Now that we've got everything where we want it, we're going to go ahead and tighten everything down and keep it stationary so we won't have to do any readjustments. All right, I think we've got that good and tight. Now we'll just fold that down. We're going to take our cap cover with our keys. This is just going to slip right into place here, and we're going to lock everything on. Now we have a good secure crossbar front and back. We're ready to load it up with whatever accessories we'd like, and we're ready to hit the road for our next adventure. So there's a look at the INNO Roof Rack System on our 2024 Toyota 4Runner. I'm Curt with Etrailer. Thanks for stopping by.